What up guys, welcome to today's video. Check this out before we get started. Benjam.uk is my website, and here you can see the prints, my photographic artwork for sale. You can also see these two new pieces of merch that I've just launched. I did these designs myself and I'm super proud of them. They are available for a limited time on pre-order. They will be printed and shipped in about 4 to 6 weeks time. So go check out these new designs. The links are in the description and I appreciate the support. Love you guys. What up, beautiful souls? What's happening? Back once again with a little nature talk. Or more like, I'm in nature and I want to talk. And what I'm feeling into today, and what's sort of become really apparent in my human experience lately, is this battle almost around choosing comfort over discomfort, or choosing discomfort intentionally. A lot of discomfort that we experience as a natural part of our experience of life. There's obviously going to be things that are difficult. So choosing to do something that's difficult, like when you choose to do some exercise, you know it's going to be uncomfortable. Your heart rate's going to come up and you're going to sweat, and I don't need to explain to you why it's uncomfortable and it's difficult. And sometimes the difficult part is not actually only the physical activity of doing the exercise, but sometimes the most difficult part is getting out of bed. And the most difficult part is deciding that I'm going to go and do some exercise now. This is just one example. And you can apply this obviously to like, what's uncomfortable, what don't you want to do, what's difficult to choose to do. And it might even be like the washing up, and it's different for everybody, right? So what is easy for me might be difficult for you, and what's really easy for you might be really challenging for me to even think about doing. And so it's not competition about who can do the most difficult stuff. The only competition is with yourself. Yeah, and we can also be our own most harsh judge of ourselves. It's like, oh, I should have done some exercise today. I should have done my homework, or I shouldn't have smoked a joint last night, or I shouldn't have drunk so many beers, or whatever. Shoulding and shouldn'ting is like a way of shaming ourselves, or even worse, other people. You should have done this, you shouldn't have done that. It's like, accept the choice that you made at the time and switch the should to could. I could have done that. I could have made a different choice. Accept it and take responsibility for the fact that you chose to do the thing that you did, or not do the thing. Anyway, sometimes the hardest and most difficult thing to do is like pick ourselves up again. And like if we're in a difficult time in our lives, and things aren't going our way, struggling for whatever reason, mental health usually is like the underpinning of that. There's so much to be said for the cultivation of strength in those moments that we can find within us, where there's been times and days in my life when I didn't get out of bed for I only got out of bed to go to the toilet, and I didn't even shower for a few days on end, and that's not uncommon. That is quite common. Deep depression, where I also was honestly feeling like, is life even fucking worth living? I feel so shit. I have no energy. I can't even get myself out of bed. And in those moments, the most difficult thing for me to do was not do an extra set of chin-ups at the gym. It was actually to even just get out of bed in the morning. That was the most challenging thing to do. But in that moment, if we can find the strength to actually do that and actually make that choice, and really grit our teeth and just be like, feel whatever the emotion is that maybe wants to be felt, and just be like, actually, you know what? Standing up and getting up. And sometimes we need to ask for help in those moments as well, and ask for support. And sometimes we can be, hello mate. This is a wiry haired Jack Russell. This is the dog that I want. Sometimes we need support, and sometimes we are the support for other people. And often we can offer a helping hand, help people stand back up out of whatever difficulties they're moving through. That's really important to do. But we don't want to also do it for them, because the strength of character and the strength of the inner strength that is cultivated and developed of standing up even when you feel like you can't, doing the thing that's difficult even when you feel like it's almost impossible to do, and that might even be like getting out of bed, brushing your teeth and having a shower, or it might be like doing a new personal best on a 10k run, or whatever that thing is that's different for all of us. We just did quite a difficult ascent, and there were times, and we're kind of strolling up, and there was a couple of moments where I was like, actually, how can I make this a little bit more difficult for myself, where I'm choosing to make it more difficult, where I'm actually going to take the lead, and I'm going to almost run up this next section, and I'm going to get my heart rate even higher, and I'm going to get myself out of breath, and it's going to be difficult and just uncomfortable. And the reason I choose to do that, and the reason maybe we choose to have a cold shower in the morning, even though we know it's horrible, the reason we choose to maybe have an ice bath and intentionally put ourselves in that discomfort is because we know that every single time we do, we're cultivating that inner warrior. And if we can do that every day in some way or another, then when life inevitably throws us a difficult one, we are already in touch with that aspect of ourselves that's like, actually, I've done this, and this already, and I can take this on as well. Let's fucking go. Okay, we're pausing the chat for a minute because we just stumbled across these proteas. Look at these. What? I'm gonna get the camera out and take a couple of photos for my flower art projects that I'm working on. Oh yeah, the valley of proteas we're in right now. So let me just finish off what I was speaking to. I've been realizing that whatever your difficult thing is, I guess I'm trying to motivate for you to do it. You know what it is. You know what you need to do. You know that maybe it's exercise or taking a break from smoking weed for me, or stop smoking cigarettes, or take some time off drinking, or for me with smoking weed, it's like, it's such a comfort But then after a while, the comfort becomes so uncomfortable that I have to make a change. Like I get completely fed up with my own bullshit, and actually I just get bored of it. And I'm actually more curious, really like, okay, what would life be like? Because I know this pattern, I know this loop, like I said in my last video. And now, yeah, just doing things that I know are challenging to continue the cultivation of that warrior energy, that strength within, so that if and when life throws a curveball at me, I've already gotten to know that inner strength within me, and I believe in myself more, and I trust myself more to make the right decisions and make the right choices and do the hard thing, even in the tricky moments, if that makes sense. Maybe it would be helpful if I give you some examples of things that I know are difficult that I choose to do to cultivate that strength within. Exercise, getting up out of bed early, meditating, sitting in meditation, breath work, fasting. Fasting is a really good way to cultivate that inner strength and that ability to control urges. The urge to eat, for me especially, I'm a snacker. I love to eat, the pleasure of eating. And most of the time I'm eating, I don't actually need to. And fasting is a really good way for me, I find. I highly recommend it. Water, just drinking only water for like 24 hours. And don't just go straight into it. This is something you must take seriously. Like, it's important what you eat before, and even more important, what you break your fast with. Must be high quality food, organic, greens, no meats, no sugars, stuff like that. So you've got to take the whole process very seriously, but intentionally stepping into that process and knowing that it's going to be difficult is going to cultivate that inner warrior. And this mushroom journey that I did a couple of weeks ago, I came out of that, the other side of that, and I was like, if I can do that, if I can make it through that, I can fucking make it through anything. And that's not to say that psychedelic journeys are for everybody, or that plant medicine is for everybody. Let me know in the comments. I want to know what you guys do. Where's your edge? Where's your growth edge? What's difficult for you that's like where you meet yourself, you meet that part of yourself that doesn't want to do it, and then you fucking do it anyway. Tell me where you find that. Okay, I'm finished now. We can carry on with the hike. Yeah. This is called the Valley of the Red Gods, and it is just bursting with light. I'm going to leave it there. I love you guys. Check out my last video if you haven't watched it already. It's like me talking about my addictions and the things that I've been learning from those valleys, peaks and valleys. And I also talk about my third 5-gram mushroom journey that I did recently, and some stuff that I learned from that, which I will dissect and put into a podcast or something at some point. But yeah, other than that, have a fucking beautiful day. Get out and about, get some sunshine on your skin. I love you. Remember to, I'm coming up with this new ending now. Remember to believe in yourself, remember to be yourself, and remember to love yourself. And everything else will just fall into place. I just added, I'm making this up as I go along. It's okay, I love you guys, goodbye.